Guess we're gonna do another one just to show you guys. Alright guys, so I'm finally ready to start working the car in the garage now. Went ahead, mocked it up a little bit. So if you look back here, you can kind of see I made some supports to try to hold it where it needed to be at. So that's where it's gonna sit. So now I have to pull everything out and basically make a manifold. The only thing I'm missing right now to be able to make the manifold is actually the wastegate, and it's on the way here from Turbo Smart, so it should be here. I'm thinking tomorrow, and I can finish the manifold. But on this car, I need to do intercooler piping, downpipe. What else? Wiring, fuel system, blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna work a little bit on this car. I'm just gonna do the manifold in this car and the downpipe, and then we're gonna jump over here to this car. So I have to pull this engine out of it, put the front cover on it, put a CZ09 swap on it, so I can have the engine sitting right where it needs to be at. And I can go ahead and weld those runners and then cut the hood. I really didn't want to cut the hood in this car just because it's a really expensive hood. But I mean, I'm not gonna sacrifice the car's performance over a hood, so I'm gonna cut the shit out of that thing. So for now, I'm just gonna put the camera up in the corner, have it record, and just cut away at this and make the shit fit. Alright, so you get a better view now what I was talking about. So basically weld the rods to the flange. Not too crazy weld because I take them off, but now it basically just gives me a way to make the manifold out of the car. And I mean, we are going to shoot for a lot of power, so we are doing 2-inch runners, which are pretty big. Well, the plan is to max out the turbo. Taking account that the car is right-hand drive, that's why I have to muck up everything a lot, because I have to make sure that the manifold is going to clear this. If you look right through the flange, you see that's where the steering rack's at. So I have to push away from the manifold to there, and then somehow down here I have to put both runners together into one wastegate that's going to exit this way. So it's not going to be as simple as every other car, but to me, one wastegate does sound way cleaner. Alright, so I got this part already tack welded to, so it basically goes some way this. And I cut this one out right now, and they are almost, let's see, it's almost there. Just to trim it a little bit so it sits flat on there, and will be the first runner. So a little bit of sanding and beveling, and it'll be ready to tack up. Alright, as you can see, perfectly flat on the bottom, perfectly flat on the top, and it's literally not even welded, and it's holding right where it needs to be at. So, gotta put it back together, mark it, and then tack it, but honestly you can't get any better than that. First runner done. Super simple. Nice and straight. So I'm just gonna match the secondary. And that should be it. Alright, so that's the second runner. Literally comes out perfectly and just goes back in the same way. So I'm just gonna probably just like do a little tack in this corner so I can then pull it off. But for now, I'm just gonna put it in the car, and I still have to figure out how I'm gonna connect this runner to this runner and go this way for the wastegate. So this is as far as I got done tonight. I got the rear, had the front runner already nicely notched, tech welded on. The rear basically already notched too. It fits like this, so it's gonna go right into that pipe. The only thing I can't do, I can't finish this part from here on. I need the wastegate to make sure that it's actually gonna clear. So for now, just gotta wait and get for parts. Alright, so I bolted everything back on. I'm gonna start working on a downpipe just because I haven't gotten the wastegate in yet, but I did get the bend in. So you can kind of tell, even with this like tight 90 radius bend, it still hits on there. So I'm probably just gonna chop it somehow, like make an angle like down. And I have a bunch of pipe cuts, so I have to basically play with it a little bit, figure out how to get the right bend for it, and also I have to put this somewhere on there. That way I have a little bit of play in the exhaust, so it's not just solid and mounted. So I changed my mind. I ended up doing it like this. So if you go in here now, you can kind of goes right there, and it's a pretty nice curve. Kind of gets it away from everything, and it goes straight to the to the mid pipe down there. So I'm just gonna tack everything up, and after everything is tacked, I can do the from the bottom of this to the rest of the exhaust. Got the downpipe basically halfway all tacked up. Everything not really focusing, but this thing is all the bends are super tight, so I'm not gonna have any leaks when I go to weld it. And it's just like I wanted to. So all that's left now is just go into the car and finish this side, and I can start welding. Alright, so finally done with the downpipe. Super beat. I had to literally jump in and out of the car about 12 times just because this thing's on jack stands. It's a little garage, so I can't put a lift, so I'm just stuck with jack stands. But this is the end result. So a lot of welding coming up, but you can tell it had some stupid bend I had to do. So now the downpipe's all done. It's gotta weld tomorrow and move on to the next thing. One last test fit before I weld it tomorrow. There, and literally there it is. You see perfect. Come on, zoom in, bitch. See perfect fit up in the top. Bottom the same thing. So now it's just welding. Okay, so I got this side done. Now I gotta do this side, and I marked it here where the O2 needs to go. So there it is. Literally took me about 2 hours, 2-3 hours, but I have the whole downpipe welded. You can see, I don't know if we can kind of see in there, but super nice penetration. It was back perched, so it was really nice. So now I just gotta throw this in, wait for parts. But we're already getting all the 20B stuff showing up in the mail, so all the titanium stuff showing up here. Just waiting for the flanges, and then we can start on that car. Alright guys, so I was finally able to find an oil pan for the Rx7. It's been sitting for like 3 months because I broke this thing really bad. So we got an oil pan, got a new clutch, and back there's a new transmission. It's a XCD twin disc, carbon twin disc, so see if we can get the RPMs a little bit happier for now. And the new oil pan, so hopefully next week we get the Rx7 running, so we can start driving it again, because right now it's been sitting forever. And we can actually start planning on when we're gonna actually turbo swap the Rx7. So I'm gonna try my best to keep the content coming. It's just waiting on parts. I don't really have too much show unless you guys want to see me fishing. Other than that, I mean, just gotta wait for the parts to show up and then slowly put the cars together.